Well, there's a lot going on in the sports world, and sometimes there are just days where you have a certain plan, and plans go out the window because a lot of stuff happens. A lot going on in the NBA, of course. Browns getting their first or second win. Oh man, I'm losing count. And there's
Right.
only two. How am I losing count already? Browns get their second win last week, and a lot more to get into in a shortened edition of The Voice of the Land. I'm Kevin Arnold. He is Ryan Mosser, and we, of course, are partnered with LPV Productions, brought to you by our friends at Greeny Sports Cards. And I'm not going to make people wait at all. We want to announce the winner of the NFL cards that we got at the latest Greeny Sports Cards show. Ryan, I know you already have a winner, so I will give it to you on what we did and who won the cards.
Yeah. This is the prize for the contest, courtesy of Greeny Sports. It's a 2025 Panini's Score football card box. Has 90 cards in it, and has some opportunities to pull some really, really good cards and autographs, a lot of rookie cards in there. We did pick a winner. The contest has ended, and it is official that at Shane Mayer, Shane at ShaneMaier is the winner. Congratulations to Shane. I will be messaging you on Twitter, DMing just to get your shipping info, and then we'll send that out to you. Free, courtesy of Greenies. Once again, we're really, really grateful for Greeny Sports, just being a great sponsor. And, please stay tuned. We're always giving away really, really good, cards and different things, just courtesy of Greeny. So we have, I think, one more to give away here soon. So exciting stuff in the future. And congratulations to Shane. So.
Yep. Congrats to Shane. Get all the latest on them, greenysportscards.com. Get all the latest information on when their next shows are, things like that. And, of course, follow them on social media. And I know they always go live with some eBay bids and stuff like that throughout the week. Most of the time, 7 o'clock on Tuesdays, but I've been getting notifications throughout the week at Greeny Sports Cards is live. So they're definitely trying to expand that type of outreach. Ryan, I guess thank you to Green Sports Cards for that.
Truly, thank you.
Little update for you. I mean, we do most of the stuff behind the scenes, but I'll just do it right now. At that last show with Greenies, I got a chance to sit down with Coach Centeroff of Kent State with basketball starting their first home games November 3rd. I'll actually be doing the same thing for work. So
nice, dude.
Unfortunately, it won't let me use what I already did. I gotta redo the work, which is totally fine because Coach Senderoff is a very good person. So you never know who's into cards, but a lot of people are definitely into cards. And one of the avenues where people are into it, I think, at least to start to get into this NBA and the gambling, sports gambling, illegal poker game, so many different angles. Like, it's a sting by the FBI, from what I understand. I don't understand all of it. I haven't even had a chance to dig into most of it, but there are 30 plus people involved, but it's not all centered around NBA. It's just that's where the big names come from. As Chauncey Billups was arrested after coaching in their opener last night, which is crazy. He gets arrested. Terry Rozier, from Shaker Heights, playing with Miami, he got arrested. Different things. Damon Jones, former Cavalier, all different things, but all wrapped into under one bigger investigation, but different charges against each of them. If you were to ask me the exact name of the charges, I would not be able to tell you that. All I know is that Damon Jones, what is alleged with him is insider information, kind of betting on a game where Lakers were playing, and he kind of knew beforehand that LeBron wasn't gonna play, and it hadn't been let out yet. But LeBron is not being investigated, from what I understand. It's who knows where that goes. Terry Rozier, I think that was gambling and
he's
possibly
throwing games, taking himself out, premeditating injuries, taking himself out after 10 minutes of play and stuff like that, just so he could bet the unders allegedly. So
and that, again, all alleged. Right now, a charge has been filed. I mean, of course, the FBI is going to present it as these guys are already they got them. These are, but lawyers and court cases are gonna arise, and all of that's going to be sorted out. Like Rozier, I could like best describe, if people don't understand it, I could best compare it to Emmanuel Clase and Luis Ortiz, where like he has evidence of mishaps in a game or leaving a game because of an injury, and people now are putting injury in quotation marks.
Right.
If it actually was an injury, to like so that his unders hit, like over unders for certain stat lines hit, and like 45 minutes, like it was like a very short stretch of time where money came in on that specific bet or whatever, and they ended up coming to fruition. So just like Luis Ortiz and Emmanuel Clase, you can go back and watch like pitches where it could look like they were kind of throwing it. There's been plays out there. A lot of them, Ryan, were like the Cavs game, one Cavs game from last year, when they were in those like City Edition blues for the art museum, and people are saying that game is not actually in question. It might be from a couple, like this investigation has been going on for a long time.
Right.
And then Chauncey Billups, NBA champion with the Detroit Pistons,
Hall of Famer,
coach of the Portland Trailblazers. Now him and Rozier placed on leave as he was involved in some illegal poker games where things are being rigged and people are losing money when they never even had a chance to win. Anyways, all alleged acts.
Alleged mafia ties with that too, which is just interesting. So,
I mean,
yeah,
Ryan, I wish, like, I don't really have a lot of thoughts on it. We're going to get more information. Really, the only thing that my head goes to is, like, I wish I could say I was surprised.
Right.
Because as sports gambling has become more and more legal throughout, and just gambling in general, and, you know, we know here in Cleveland, it took a while, not just for sports gambling, but to be able to have casinos in downtown and things like that. You know, everybody was always going to Detroit or up to Canada and into Toronto and Canada to go to casinos and get to the slots, get to the poker tables, those types of things. And, you know, but as it's become more widespread, we're just one example of a place where it took a while, but it opened up.
Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, you are responsible for your own actions, and whatever happened, I mean, you know, you're already taking a chance. If you're going to take a chance on your own, like, future by doing, like, by making things whatever, I'm losing my train of thought because my kid's crying. So I'm going to go grab him in one second. Yeah. I'm just going to finish this thought. I'm going to let you talk. It's just betting on your, like, gambling your future away to rig something that, like, is already just a thing of chance.
Yeah.
And trying to gear that your way and thinking that you're not going to get caught, when gambling's kind of set up to be caught if you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan of it. I've been vocal for the past, you know, since it became legal. I think it compromises the integrity of the game. I mean, I understand the argument, you know, obviously it's working because they're flagging all these things, and obviously the discipline has to be swift, and, well, there has to be justice, but discipline has to be harsh if they're found guilty, you know, and enough to where it will deter future players from doing the same thing. But I mean, I'm just not a fan of it. I think it's incredibly toxic. I think it should not be in sports. And I mean, yes, you know, they consider it like the NFL sports entertainment, but nonetheless, I mean, the more prevalent that, you know, those bet odds are at the bottom of the screen, the more often I think this is going to happen. I just think it's going to continue to happen because people never learn. I mean, it's the same thing with there's still domestic violence that happens all the time. Unfortunately, there's still drunk driving. I mean, people will just try to get away with anything, unfortunately. And I think this will just continue. So.
Yeah, again, like, I could go. I don't really know how to go deeper into this because I don't gamble myself, so I don't know enough. Yeah, and there's just every sports show has been going to legal advice. Before we get into the Cavs, who started last night, and kind of expectations for them, I'm gonna let you, Inside Edge Network. You got a lot going on with that. You promote that while I make sure that my kid is doing okay, because that's the most important thing. His family, all the time. Yep.
All right, yeah. Kevin's kid is sick right now, and his wife is at the store. So unfortunately, Kevin is babysitting and doing a podcast right now. So he should be back. Nonetheless, yeah. I mean, I'm not a fan of sports gambling in general. I think especially, you know, with the Class A and you know, things with the Guardians. I just don't think when it's out of sight, it's out of mind, and when it's here, it's just going to continue to happen. Yeah, I'm not sure if more things are going to happen with this investigation. Obviously, Cash Patel was out talking about that today. What's up, Link? How you doing? You doing
Say
okay,
hi.
buddy?
Okay,
Sorry
you want
you
a
don't feel
color? Go
good.
ahead. Go get the color. You see crayons?
But nonetheless, this is a huge smudge on the NBA's name and NBA's brand. I mean, obviously, you have a Hall of Famer in Chauncey Billups, a former amazing, incredible player, current coach, now being arrested after Kevin just said he coached his first game of the year yesterday. That's not a good look on this league. Hopefully it's the end of it. Hopefully, my team is not involved with the Cavs. Like Kevin said, it looks like LeBron wasn't involved, even though, Damon Jones, the famous soup catcher from J.R. Smith, is involved allegedly. But I hope it ends there. So I guess moving on to the Cavs, as Kevin is. Hello, Kevin.
Yeah, I'm here. My son wants to paint something that he can't paint right now. So
you're good.
yeah, you got the paint. Good job, buddy. Cavs, yes, they lose 119 to 111 last night in New York to the Knicks. I'll bring that down for you just 1 second, okay?
I get it.
Hey, kid's sick at home. You got to do what you got to do. But they lose 119, 111. You're without three players. I know people would say the Knicks are without people, but there is just it's not to make excuse. I'm not freaking out like everybody else.
No.
There was a huge freak out last night, and it's only one game. I don't know how you feel about that, but I'm definitely not. I'm not freaking out. Does it suck to lose a game? Absolutely. Were we going to go 15-0 to start the season again? No.
Yeah. ABJ commented, said greed is real. I agree. Obviously talking about the gambling there. Yeah, it's just, these multimillionaires, you think they have it all, and then they continue to just, some of them will squeeze every ounce of, money out that they can. Going on to the Cavs, like he said, I'm not super concerned. The only concerning thing for me yesterday was obviously Jared Allen making the joke, that the lights are too bright. Obviously he was joking, but then he, had 4 points and 4 rebounds. That's obviously the lights were a little too bright for him. I'm kind of sick of Jared Allen right now, to be honest. I don't know. I'm tired of being let down by him, especially in meaningful games, big games, or in the playoffs, where he just becomes non-existent. I think he might be the easiest asset to trade out of the big four. I really, really, really liked what I saw at Larry Nance Jr. yesterday, especially beyond the arc. He really stepped up his 3-point game, and I think that's just awesome. I'm not saying throw Nance Jr. at power forward and then maybe Mobley at center, but Jared Allen, $100 million contract, really not working out for me right now. I'm really frustrated with him. The lights do seem bright, whether or not he was joking or not. So
this thing won't let me go off of mute. I don't know why. Jared Allen, yeah, it's not a good look to have that while you're mic'd up and then you don't perform.
Right.
And I fully understand people being over him, because that's kind of, he's a really good dude. And when you say that, like, there's not a lot of changing to becoming a dog out there on the floor. Like, you're starting to feel it from Mobley, where I think he was young enough when people started to question what, like, him being too nice and having that dog in him. He got aggressive last night, I think overly aggressive. I think he forced some things early, got the Cavs in a hole. And when you don't have those, you don't have other playmakers, you don't have guys that are going to consistently hit shots. And, basically that number 3 spot on the basketball floor, 2 of those guys are out, and you got to start Jalen Tyson.
Yeah.
That's hard to do. That's nothing against Tyson or anything like that. That's a guy that's a role player to come in and you want him giving you 10 minutes of just full dog energy, replacing what Okoro gave you, because with maybe a little bit better of an outside shot. But Okoro started to become truly a role player where he wasn't playing very much, but when he came in, you wanted the energy, you wanted a dog on defense. Jalen Tyson was in a place he's not going to be in this year. Tyrese Proctor was probably in a place that he's not going to be in this year unless he beats out Jalen Tyson for those types of minutes with a little bit better offense. Sam Merrill in a spot that he's not going to.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
He's not going to be in this season. So guys are playing either out of position or out of rotation, and you saw it even with the Knicks. Like they rotated a lot of guys in. We rotated a lot of guys in, and I mean, kind of a similar circumstance where both teams are kind of under pressure. Knicks are more of a sexy pick for the NBA Finals and an Eastern Conference championship after making the Eastern Conference Finals. I don't know why. It's just New York, and I had New York fans coming at me like, "Oh, we're never the favorites for anything. No one likes us. You guys are the darlings and all that kind of stuff." No, because we're not in New York. We're not in LA. Those are, no matter how good or bad you are, those places are always still going to get a focus because it's going to draw numbers and it's going to draw money, and that's exactly what everybody wants. And They haven't won anything. They haven't made it past the Eastern Conference Finals into an NBA Finals appearance since 1970. Not since the NBA Finals, but they haven't really won anything since 1973. Yeah. You had all those years with John Starks and Patrick Ewing and yeah. And now you got a pretty good group and you got Mike Brown. What happened last year when the Cavs were kind of that question mark? Like, they looked really talented, but they made a change of coach. They went 15-0 to start the season, but when it mattered most, they fell short. So I'd rather have them focusing on getting better right now instead of smelling themselves because they're being told that they're great and winning a bunch of games to start early and being ready to play late than doing what they did last year. So the Knicks got what we got last year, the new coach bump. We'll see how this team kind of continues to operate. They're without Mitchell Robinson. They're without their heart and soul. And it's no pun intended, or maybe it is. Josh Hart really is their heart and soul player. Like, he's going to get down and dirty. And, it's what sucks about that game. It's not something to overreact about. Ryan, I don't know how you feel. And I think I kind of heard you talking about this. The one thing that sucks is what you were questioned on 3 years ago in New York, your toughness, your dog, your inner fight wasn't really there last night. And, last night was a chance, even with guys out of position, to set that tone that that's the team you were going to be this year. And you didn't really do that. Is there plenty of time to still establish that as a culture and a habit?
After one game? No way.
Oh, I'm sorry. We need to stew on this for an entire week, and yet they're going to play tomorrow night in Brooklyn, and it's all the reaction that comes from. And I heard people talking about this today. Is
that tonight?
It's not tonight.
No, okay, I thought it was tonight.
No, it's tomorrow, and then they come home for their first home game on Sunday against the Bucks.
Yeah.
So you flush it today. You look at the film and. You just come back tomorrow and see if you can get 1-1. If you come home 1-1, then, you're off and running, and guys will slowly come back as the season goes, and you get some fresh legs out there. If people are going to say the regular season doesn't matter, Ryan, we can't overreact to game one of the regular season.
And there's things I liked. I liked that Evan Mobley was tied for first in minutes, 36 minutes played. Looked like the first half specifically they were playing through him, which was really nice. Obviously, Donovan Mitchell had to try to take over to win at the end there. But Lonzo Ball, I thought looked really good. Crashing the glass, like I mentioned earlier. Larry Nance Jr. looks surprisingly good behind the 3-point line now, which is just a huge asset to have for another big man. Jalen Tyson, Tyrese Proctor, both of those guys, are young. Very first year for Proctor, very first game, and he's getting some minutes. That's cool. Obviously Garland, Strus, and Hunter are going to come back. This team is going to be better. I think we're going to be one of the best teams in the East. Like you said, not a lot of people are going to care about the regular season, especially with the consecutive second round exits that the Cavs have had in the playoffs the last few years. But this team is going to be exciting, and as soon as those guys come back as well, like you said, Tyson's going to be out of the starting lineup. Merrill's going to be out of the starting lineup. And those guys are going to be great pieces off the bench. So I'm not worried about it. If anything, they're just going to get their legs under them. They were down, I think, 1 point by 15 points. They came back and we're only down by 8. Next guy or next team up. Let's go, play against Brooklyn. So
yeah, and I gotta be honest, like watching that game, the Garden did not seem that loud
Yeah.
last night either. So it was just more so the play of the Knicks that did in the Cavs. It wasn't the noise. It wasn't really the environment. I mean, you had the whole first row, the front seats are most people that aren't actually Knicks fans. They get the courtside seats and they're just there. Now, I will say I will give credit to Ben Stiller. Some people will question him. He is an actual Knicks fan. Like this dude, like when he talks about it, he goes on shows and talks about being a Knicks fan and growing up being a Knicks fan. Like he looks like he looks like he's living a child's dream every single time he is courtside. Like he gets the opportunity to sit that close to a team that he may have been. I know he had his dad, so they, had the opportunity to sit a lot closer, but not there all the time because he wasn't famous until he became an actor himself. Like I see that inner child coming out of him. Like this is my team. Like I'm like right there front and center. Spike Lee is a real Knicks fan, but he's just real annoying.
Yeah, I don't mind guys like like Jack Nicholson, Ben Stiller, who are just quiet, excited to be there. Spike Lee annoys the crap out of me, dude. I cannot stand that guy.
Great filmmaker. Great
I
filmmaker.
don't care. He's so annoying.
I know. I'm just like, like it's not a knock at like Spike Lee overall. It's just Spike Lee, the Knicks fan or New York fan of anything, like wherever he's at, whether he's at a Yankees game, a Knicks game, a Liberty game, even the New York Liberty, the WNBA team.
You'll know he's there.
You'll know he's there. He makes sure that you know that he's there. So one game, 0-1, a lot to clean up, but a lot. This is October, and they won't end until mid-April. So, you got a good amount of time to really get in a groove, and especially, you probably want to start that groove going into the All-Star break and come out guns a-blazing after that.
Right.
Let's switch gears to the Browns. Get a win against Miami, who is in absolute disarray right now. Like, that is... I mean, look, in the NFL, when you say a win is a win in sports, I think in the NFL, right, like I think that means even more than most other sports because it's once a week and you have 6 days for the most part, unless you have a nationally televised game that makes your week longer or shorter, that you have to stew on this game and then try to prep for the next opponent.
Right.
Where most teams when they win, like when they say they want that feeling again, they go out and they go after it. Over the last 2 seasons, we have not seen a team that, when they win a game, no matter who it's against, whether it's a good team or a bad team, wins still matter in the NFL. That energy does not ever translate. And that's what I fear coming into New England this week.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. The Dolphins made the Browns look good, which is just crazy to do, especially with this offense. I mean, 30th ranked offense overall. The defense is still incredible, still the best defense in the NFL, even after only winning 2 games. I think we're gonna have some problems this week, man. I think the Patriots are really good under Vrabel. I mean, Drake May looks so good right now. He's a top 5 quarterback in the league, and looks to get better. I mean, even bringing guys along like Kayshon Boutte, Stephon Diggs, who's having finally a resurgence after his bad injury last year. Hunter Henry, who's a top tight end right now. Like that offense is humming. Unfortunately, TreVeyon Henderson's not really a part of it right now and struggling. I look for him to obviously step back for fantasy purposes. And obviously, I'm a Buckeye fan. But I say it time and time again, like this defense, unless they make play, like let's talk about Tyson Campbell, dude. What an interception! What a play! Like what a trade! I'm so happy about that trade, man. I was gloating. I think they got a young guy on the relative cheap for a couple of years now. I think that's really awesome. The defense is going to have to win this game this week, just like last week, just like against the Packers. Like you can't leave it up to this offense. Dylan Gabriel is either throwing 56 passes or just 18 passes. There's no identity right now in this offense other than just hopefully continue just to let Quinshon Judkins run the ball because that's working. I mean, he had 3 touchdowns, 84 yards last week. That's amazing. He definitely looks like, step on toes, sore subject here, but looks like a becoming of Nick Chubb when he was young, and I think that's just what this team needs. Not saying that or discrediting what Nick Chubb did here while he was here, but obviously, like, he's gone, he's moved on. We have to move on, and it looks like we have a decent running back. I'm not confident in this, passing game. I don't know. I just I'm fearful that the defense, unless they create turnovers and give short yardage to the offense, it's going to be pretty bad pretty quick. So,
if you're going to win this game and go into the bye week 3-5, winning 2 games in a row, and come on the other side of the bye week with some available wins. I'm not going to say that they are wins, just some available wins to you as the schedule kind of definitely the grips on it, the strength of that schedule definitely goes down. If you're going to win this one, one of the headlines is going to have to be the play of Dillon Gabriel. It's going to have to be a guy that does throw downfield, whether he's being allowed to or not, or a pass that goes 5 yards that needs to, someone needs to take the distance, because guess what? The best thing we do right now, that's the best thing that the Patriots defense takes away. Yeah. And that is the running game. And they have not allowed a running back in the NFL to go over 50 yards.
Yeah, they're the third best rushing defense in the NFL. They're really, really good. I mean,
they're really good.
With that Vrabel mindset and tenacity, I mean, they're nasty out there. So,
but when you hear that, that's when you question Stefanski. Is he going to see that, and then he's just going to come out and pass all the time, put a guy that's, hasn't thrown downfield, hasn't had a lot of success in the passing game so far, to then put him in a position that's not successful, passes that aren't necessarily going to get him in the rhythm. That's what I think. You and I talked about it. Jay and I used to talk about it. Paulus and I used to talk about this show has always talked about. Somehow the Browns have always had shorter quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. But guys that have higher completion percentages, and if you want to open up the passing game with guys like that, you have to roll them out. You have to get them outside the pocket, but you also have to get them in a rhythm. Easy throws. No throw this year is easy because guys are dropping even the easy throws. But finding a way to generate some sort of momentum with some easy throws for a guy like Dillon Gabriel, to then, maybe as the game goes, you can open it up, but you can't ignore the running game, because no other team has had a running back go over 50 yards. If you feel like your running game and your running attack gained some momentum last week, and there's other things you can do better and you've improved on, you feel like you're improving going into this week, be the team that proves that wrong. Be the team that gets a running back to go over 50 yards and then some. It's in the NFL, it's still best on best. What do you do best? What do we do best? And who's gonna win that? And if someone starts winning that battle, how can we then adjust to exploit another weakness?
Yeah,
that just doesn't happen with this team. And again, going to New England, being on the road, this defense doesn't travel on the road either.
Right.
And I don't hear after a win. I love that people are excited and everything. But I haven't heard enough talk this week to put pressure on Jim Schwartz, put pressure on these guys on defense, on Myles Garrett, Grant Delpit, and players like that, to be like, hey, you guys haven't taken this on the road. What are you going to do to make sure that you do? How are you going to do that? And then actually go out there and show it.
Yeah. You mentioned, they have a very, very good run defense in the Patriots. They are 24th in the passing defense. That is clearly the path to win this game, is through the air. You have to do it. They're allowing 235 yards per game average, and then they've allowed 10 passing touchdowns this year. You have to figure something out. You have to scheme people open. You have to hopefully rely on somebody to catch this freaking ball. You have to score. 24th best passing defense. We have a great running back in Quinshon Judkins, but that's a tough task to do against the third best rushing defense. I'd much rather have the pass of least resistance and figure out a way to win through the air this week. So,
and you know what? You can also probably use Quinshon Judkins in the passing game. I'm not saying that any exorbitant or extravagant sort of passing routes that he has to run, but use that passing game as an extension of the run game. If you can get him, a 5 yard, he's one of those guys, you get him a 5 yard pass, and then he's going to get into running back mode and find those little gaps and then hit a hole and just burst down the sideline or burst down the field. So Quinshon Judkins can still have an impact on this game as a running back by catching the ball, and the pass doesn't have to go very far.
Yep.
Let Quinshon put him in a good position to then, as he looks upfield, he's in a position to gain you more yards. Like taking a 2-yard pass 25 yards up the field. That's what great teams do. That's when someone is taking away one aspect of the game. The Browns have tended to take that person like out of commission in the game. Like they don't even allow them to try to make an impact. Allow Judkins to still make an impact. Right. Use him in a way that you haven't put on film just yet. He's shown he can catch the ball. Let's see what more you can do out of those options.
And utilize RPOs and screens and stuff like just. I mean, obviously Dylan Gabriel's not throwing the ball down the field, so like let's do some trickery. Like let's do some not like major things, but screens are great. Not a tight end screen, but like get Judkins out of space and see what we can do. We have good blockers. I mean, Njoku's a serviceable blocker. Harold Fannon's really good. I mean, I don't trust Jerry Jeudy to do anything right now, but I mean, like we got to do something a little different than just like try to run down someone's throat, or hopefully just get a ball down the middle of the field 10 yards or less. I don't know.
Yeah. So. Well, we'll see how they operate. We'll see if it's a team that, wants to go into the bye week with momentum, or if it's a team that wants to go to their bye week. Yeah. That's what, and that's two different styles of energy. Of course, Ohio State has a bye week now. This week they are, was it 7-0? Are they 7-0? Is that right? They got 5 games left of the regular season. They look dominant. People want to discredit because they haven't faced teams that are like, top 25 or whatever, or the teams that they have aren't as good as the preseason poll did. And I think that's why the AP, I have nothing against the AP, the Associated Press. It's more so just preseason polls in general. It does a detriment to teams like Ohio State because they're facing great teams to start the season. Mm-hmm. And then you realize that they're not as good as people were projecting them to be. And now, that's held against them. You scheduled an SEC school to start the year. Like, people are wanting the Big Ten to schedule. Like, they think that the Big Ten schedules more cupcakes than the SEC. Yeah. It's not quite the case because in week 10 or 11, teams are facing Mercer. And if you don't know who Mercer is, that should tell you everything that you need to know.
Just look at Alabama's schedule every year.
So. Yeah, so it happens all over the place because you're trying to, you're trying to build in wins. You're trying to help, bigger schools are trying to help smaller programs. And it's all about that. Ohio State is the number 1 team in the country. They are really, really good. Julian Sain continues to progress each week, whether you want to put him in the Heisman conversation or not, that's fine. Fernando Mendoza and Ty Simpson can be up there all you want.
Right.
But they have done what they've been asked to do, and they are running a different race than everybody else right now.
Yeah.
They're running a smarter race than I think everybody else is right now. Other teams don't realize it, and Ohio State has the advantage of going through this 4-game playoff last year, unlike most other teams, understanding what they need to do and where they need to get their team by that time to then be ready to play their best football in those games.
Yeah. I mean, you can only play the schedule that's put in front of you too. And I mean, clearly, we did not know that Arch Manning was going to fall flat in his face as he has so far. I mean, but it is what it is. I mean, I think it's pretty insignificant, the rankings, regardless. You have to be a top 12 team regardless. They're undefeated. Whether 1, 2, or 3 is their ranking right now, it doesn't matter. For maybe home seeding, yeah, but, or buys, but they are a top team in this country no matter what. Their defense is the best in the country. Matt Patricia has those guys humming. It's like a science. It's so beautiful. I love that pencil in his ear. I want to see it for the next 20 years. I don't know if that's going to happen, but the instant connection that he has with these players is undeniable. And just a testament to just how great he is as a coach as well. I mean, no slouch for sure. But yeah, it really doesn't matter that much to me. Yeah, I obviously think Ohio State should be the top-ranked team in the country. I do think the best team overall, regardless of their schedule. I've been gloating about each individual room or positional room, going up to the season, and just how much I loved each one. I would take them pound for pound from any other positional room in the country. And I think, Ryan Day's super smart by, doing what he's doing. Everyone seems to be continuing to be healthy. You don't need to go out there and destroy teams. I actually think he took it easy on Wisconsin just out of respect, for the coach there and, the camaraderie and his ties to Ohio State, obviously. I think they could have ran them out of the building, but that's not the point. They're trying things. They want to see efficiency. They want to see, they want to see execution, and they want to be as perfect as they can because they know it's, like you said, it's a super long season and they're going it for the long haul. So respect to the Buckeyes. They're the number one team in the country, regardless of what anyone says, and they're just going to keep proving it every week, no matter who's in front of them. So.
And when people criticize and want to nitpick on certain things, guess what? They're bringing those things up not just in-house, they're bringing up in the media. Like, right guard situation hasn't been the best. They're looking at that, and they're looking at guys on that offensive line to make sure that they get the right pieces, because now you're getting into November, and you need to start playing your best football. And if this team has not yet played their best football, look out.
Watch out. Yep.
Look out, college football, because the Buckeyes are coming.
Yep.
I would love to get into some high school. We got stuff going on, but high school starts playoffs next week. So I think going into next week, that's when you can kind of look at it. A lot of conference titles have already been won. A lot of seeding is kind of there. There's like those last little pieces, but tune into all the high school covers, whether it's Fox 8, ESPN Cleveland, we have High School Hysteria, scoreboard show during stuff tomorrow, 8 to 10. You got people on Twitter, Cleveland.com people, News Herald people, people out in your area, Ryan. Like, there is coverage everywhere. Follow it all, and you will know what's going on and who's going in to the playoffs in the new 12-team format. We'll kind of break all that down next week. But that is going to wrap it up for this edition of The Voice of Atlanta. I want to thank Ryan, and thank you so much for jumping in the show, putting the show on, all those types of things. Can't thank you enough, and can't thank everybody else enough for jumping in. Thank you to Greeny Sports Cards. Congrats to Shane. You will be getting a message about winning the football cards from Greeny Sports Cards. Thank you so much to them. For Ryan Mosser, I'm Kevin R, reminding all of you sports fans, don't let anyone ever tell you it's just a game. We love you all, 3,000. Don't talk about it, be about it.
Go Cavs. I don't know what to say. Just go Cavs. I'm excited for basketball. So.
I'm sorry. I thought you were going to say fire Kevin Stefanski like you did last week. But
that too. That's a given.
But we'll save those for only after the losses, not the wins. Live life, all gas, no breaks. Thank you for tuning in to The Voice of the Land right here with LPV Productions.